That is a perfectly cooked lamb cutlet right there that's still eating anything other than lamb on Australia Day. Now that should be illegal. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the tastiest lamb cutlets for Australia Day. So just sit right back, grab a drink or two, and let's get into it. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the video. And also, hit that bell notification button. That way you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. Obviously, we need some lamb cutlets, and we all know Mick out at Gippsland Premium Meats has the best. And he threw these 20 cutlets at me and said, enjoy the barbecue. And the only prep needed is to pop these chops into a container. Lamb cutlets are just a rack of lamb that's been separated, also known as lamb lollipops. We need to give these lamb cutlets an Aussie flavour, and what's more Aussie than Vegemite?
Whoa, God, yuck, yuck, yuck.
Now I know every foreigner out there just screwed their face up when I mentioned this salty spread, but adding 2 teaspoons of this to any dish gives it one umami kick and boost in flavour. Ta-da! Plus adding 2 teaspoons of honey, 3 cloves of crushed garlic, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1/4 cup of avocado oil, 1 brown onion that's been diced up, 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and 375 ml of beer, and I'm using Fixation's Obsession. And you'll add that to every kilogram of lamb chops that you want to cook. All you got to do now is mix it up and pour this over the lamb chops. Pop the lid on and shake it all up, making sure they all get covered. And then pop this in the fridge for an hour to let that lamb soak up all that goodness. And keep it moist. Ooh, sneaking in the surprise smart. Well done. Today I'm going to be using a 57cm Weber kettle, and I'm pairing it up with a kettle cone. Why? Because I want to be cooking at high indirect temps of 240 degrees Celsius today. Now how I'll do that is by 3/4 filling a chimney starter up with briquettes. I'll grab my kettle cone, I'll place it in the middle of the charcoal rack, and I'll dump my fuel into it. And carefully put the grill back in place. Then I'll put the lid back on, making sure all the vents are wide open, and we're going to give that 10 minutes to warm up. By using high indirect heat, we avoid fat flare-ups while cooking. It's time to get the lamb cutlets on the barbie. Placing them on the outside of the grill, as this is where that kettle cone is forcing all the hot air. Pop the lid back on and let those chops fill the air with that glorious aroma. And then just go and mingle with family and friends while they cook and enjoy a beverage or two. If you didn't know, the Weber lid vent creates a hot spot, as the cold oxygen is sucked in through the bowl vents up and around our food. It is then forced out through this lid vent. So to ensure an even cook, I recommend turning the lid 1/3 of the way every 10 minutes. I know something else that used to suck in oxygen and blow out hot air. It was called my mother-in-law. Today I'm using a high indirect heat of 240 degrees Celsius to cook with. And all up, these lamb cutlets will take 30 minutes to be perfectly cooked. Or for those of you using my beer timer, you're looking at a 1 beer cook. Cheers. And to be perfectly honest, 1 beer, it's more than enough. You don't have to spend every time cooking on the barbecue on the piss until your mate looks like Elle Macpherson, throw up in an Uber and trip up over the garden gnome before passing out on your front lawn with your pants around your ankles. The chops are done and there's only one thing left to say. I have a dream that lamb can unite Australians of all colours and creeds, even the hairy-legged sandal-wearing tofu eaters. How good do they look? If you're not barbecuing lamb, is it even really Australia Day?